What is going on, all my gamers out there? It's that X-Men Beast, that A and Beaster. Today I'm bringing you guys my Aliens Colonial Marines multiplayer review. Now, yes, I do know I'm late to the review party for Aliens. Everybody and their mama has did a review for this game, but I did tell my subscribers that I was going to do a review, and I asked on Twitter, did you guys still want to see a review? And some of you guys did respond, say, hey, still do the review. And you know what? I'm bringing it to you guys. Now, I am only reviewing the multiplayer because I'm sure you guys have heard enough about the campaign and how it's really not that great and things of that nature about the campaign. So I thought I would just really focus on the multiplayer, because the multiplayer can be the saving grace of this game if the company does end up supporting their game. Now, this multiplayer comes with 4 different game modes. You have TDM, which you're watching me play right now, which is the standard, team deathmatch. Nothing different here. You have Extermination, which is pretty much a capture and hold type of game mode. You have Escape, which is a linear type of objective game mode. The Marines must escape the facility, the place wherever they're at, while the Xenos must try to kill them. Now, the catch is here is that the Marines are stronger, but they only have 1 respawn. So as soon as you kill them and you manage to kill all 4 Marines, then you win. Also, you have a game mode called Survivor, which the Marines are kind of stronger in this game mode as well, but they only have 1 life, while Xenos have multiple respawns, and the goal is just to see how long you can survive. So the game modes themselves are 5v5 for TDM and Extermination, and Escape and Survivor is 4v4. Now, TDM and Extermination both have 5 maps each, while Escape and Survivor have 2 unique maps. So Escape and Survivor pretty much have the lowest amount of maps, but it does have their own unique maps. So hopefully they do get some maps added into it. Also, each game mode is 2-round based. That way, all players get to at least play once as the Marines and once as the Xenomorphs. So it's fair game for everybody. Now, as you can tell, this isn't your typical US versus Russia, human versus human type multiplayer. This is human versus creature. Now, the Colonial Marines play as you kind of would expect them to play in most modern military type of shooters. Nowadays, they have their guns and such like that. But the Xenomorphs actually are a whole lot fun to play, and that's where the difference comes in from this game compared to other games. Now, the Xenomorphs have a primary attack, a secondary attack, and a fatality move, where if you can get close enough and grab the opponent, it can do things like impel them with their tail, use their little mouth or their tongue mouth, whatever you want to call it, to kill them, and things like that. Also, they do come with their own perks and such as well, so they do have their own little arsenal of attacks. Now, with the Marines, like I was saying earlier, they kind of do play like how you would expect them to play, but in a sense, they're kind of overkill a little bit. I think Gearbox was trying to go for the direction and making them feel like an ultimate badass, because you have a primary, a secondary, a sidearm, equipment like grenades, claymores, perks, and a armor, like different armors you can pick from. So they definitely try to go for that ultimate badass feel with the Marines. Now, I'm going to go to the customization here in just a bit, just to show you how good the customization can be in this game. I was quite impressed. Now, on this game, you can actually change how your character looks like, both Xeno and Marine alike. You can change what helmet you want a helmet off, or what different things you want on your helmet, face paint, tattoos of both the left and right arm, what you want on your chest plate, on your armor, your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and things like that. So the character customization is actually pretty deep than what I've seen in most games. You can also pick a girl Marine, which a lot of shooter games don't have it nowadays. Now, as for the Xenos customization, you can change their whole entire head to look different, or even just their skin. You can tell I got like this greenish type of skin on my lurker, and you can change the head, so it can make your Xeno look completely different, make him look like a whole different alien entirely. So I do appreciate the character customization that they gave us. Now, here I'm about to show you guys the loadouts. Now, with the Xenos, you have the primary, secondary attacks, each having their own range, damage, and speed. Also, you do have your abilities like I told you earlier, and perks and such like that, and the fatality moves you get to pick. And the Xeno customization, I have to say, is actually pretty damn deep. I didn't think they were they would go so far with the Xenos, but they did good with the Xenos, guys. I really do appreciate what they did with the Xenos. Now, as for the Marines, you got your typical stuff right here. You got your primary sidearm, secondary, your equipment. You got a perk right there, as you just see me equipping on, and different armors. So the character customization and loadout is actually pretty nice. Now with all that said and done, there's a handful of negatives that can really ruin the multiplayer experience. So let's get right into it. First things first, guys, is connection. There's connection issues up the wazoo in this game. Tons, and I mean tons and tons of lag. Now, the lag can result of the Xenomorph team just bullet sponging or the Marines killing you way too fast. You're gonna think that the other team is overpowered because of how bad the connection is in this game. So hopefully it's something that Gearbox can look into and patch up, but the connection is really bad in this game, guys. Now, one thing that this game has that I've never experienced before is the scoreboard lagging. Say you want to check your KDR or to see if your team is winning or not, like on the scoreboard right here. You see how it's lagging? This game does that. Each time you check your scoreboard, it lags. I don't know if this was a sick joke they were trying to play on us, but trust me, it's not funny. I've never experienced that in a multiplayer game, lagging while checking the score. What kind of shit is that? I have no idea, but yeah, that is pretty bad, and that's something that also needs to be fixed. Now, you have lots of bugs in this game, and what I mean by bugs, I mean certain things like your gun won't fire when you respawn, or you have your underslung grenade launcher, your pulse rifle not firing. Sometimes sounds can be a little bit off sync, like the resample of the noise can be, just be pretty weird. That sometimes you're firing your pulse rifle and you hear the sound for a second, you keep firing, but the sound just automatically disappears and then it comes back in. So I want to say that it's bad resampling. Animations to where sometimes you can get stuck in certain places and like you would not be able to move pretty much until you get killed or until the timer runs out on the match. So animations just standing still when you're in the middle of an engagement. Say a Xenomorph pounce on you, the lurker has a pounce attack. He can jump on you and start blowing you. Sometimes you can get stuck in that animation and won't be able to leave, which is pretty bad of itself. I don't understand that. I really don't. Now, other than that, guys, you have weird aliens controls. Now, the controls for the aliens are good for the most part, but when you're trying to climb up walls and things of that nature, sometimes they can go in all wonky and inverted on you, and it's not too bad, but it's something that needs to be improved upon, and hopefully they end up doing something about it. Other than that, there's not really too many other negatives I can honestly say about the multiplayer. Now, the negatives that I named off are actually pretty bad themselves, but they all seem like patchable things. So all in all, guys, I think the multiplayer does have potential. I think if Gearbox or Timegate or whoever is still trying to support this game and they can keep coming out with strong patches, the multiplayer can be something that Alien fans or people that are just looking for a new experience can play for just a little while. Now, do I recommend you spending $60 on this game? Probably not, guys. Now, there's other games out there that can give you better experiences because this game is far from perfect, but they do have DLC lined up. So with DLC comes patches, and I can see this game probably be maybe worth buying if supported and at a price drop of like $30 or something like that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, do leave a thumbs up. It always does help. And if you're a new viewer, do hit that lovely subscribe button for some A and B dopeness. I'll be talking to you guys later.